Welcome to the B2T Show. This is Rick, your host, here on Thursday, August 29th. And we have an arriving storm. Wow. And it's not just the hurricane. Trump is talking about something with a double meaning. It's kind of exciting to think about what he could be talking about with the arriving storm. What's your guess? Could it be the Great Awakening? I think so. All right, we have tons of people already on. Appreciate you, Law Dog, Amy, Mercia, for being the moderators here on already and early. We had the first one on, Brenda, Mountain Girl, Darius, was it Slava coming on, Paul Johnson. Thank you guys for coming on. What do we got? We got Minnesota, Floridanians. We got North Carolina. Got to be praying for all those people in Florida. I hope you're being safe out there. Southern California, Arizona. I talked to Mark Taylor, by the way. So we're delaying his next visit just because he's in the direct line of the hurricane right now. He's having to prepare to get moved out. So we might have him on the following Friday, depending on how things go with this hurricane, etc. So be praying for the Floridanians, as well as that the deep state can't control this thing with those direct energy weapons. As you know, that's really scary stuff of what they can do with that stuff. I see people from Montana. I see people from Indianapolis, and all over the place. Thank you guys for joining me here. A lot of people talking about the hurricane. So we got people from Missouri and Florida, Maine, and St. Louis. Somebody's saying hi from Marbella, Spain. Wow, thanks for joining all the way from out there. This is a worldwide movement. It's so exciting to see how this is going. I see Indiana's in the house and many others. Germany, Various says, from Germany. Woo! Gotta love this. All right, guys, let's get into this right now. This is this like wild stuff going on. Future proves past. Just is exactly what's happening now. We haven't had a post since August 1st, but you know what? Q's trained us. SB2's helping us with decodings and training us in the comms, looking at the tweets, understanding the timestamps, understanding the capital letters, understanding how this pulls together. And we know codes before D-class, and the D-class is happening now. How long have we been waiting for the D-class? And it's happening in a very strategic fashion, and we saw that with the Comey memo. We'll talk about that here in a second. But there is some scary stuff going on, right, guys? The storm is here, right? I said this is Prayed Medic saying the arriving storm, double meaning, where Trump talks about the storm. And I said exactly, it's a double meaning. The storm has arrived. Trump is staying to oversee the damage. So he's sending Pence to Poland and he's staying home to oversee the damage. Enjoy the show. I think it's exactly what we see. So let's listen a little bit to Trump here.
To ensure that all resources of the federal government are focused on the arriving storm, I have decided to send our Vice President Mike Pence to Poland this weekend. In my place. It's something very important for me to be here. The storm looks like it could be a very, very big one indeed.
A very big storm arriving. I tell you what, guys, I think that has much more to do than just the hurricane. But it is kind of scary that they still probably control some of these direct energy weapons like we saw with all the fires in California. The fact that they held it right over Houston on purpose, and the fact that they have that power and they are going crazy. And tell you what, we are in a war between the deep state and the NSA and military intelligence. We're seeing that everywhere. Right here, the CBP seizes 52,000 firearm parts illegally imported from China at Los Angeles Long Beach port. SB2's made it really clear that China is the deep state. At least they have a huge deep state over there. I don't think Xi is on our side, and the leadership's on our side. But as far as the control and what they've done with China, and obviously that China is doing everything they can to take us out in coordination with the C_A, right? The CIA, our own rogue parts of our CIA and the other intelligence agencies such as the Mossad and MI6, etc. So these firearms coming into the country is part of what they're trying to do, all these illegal firearms. But even worse, look at this, 25 tons of fentanyl is enough to kill 11 billion people. We don't even have 11 billion people on the planet. When are we going to call this China shipment chemical warfare? So, guys, we just have to be prepared here. And that's one thing that I think is a big message is that, yes, we're winning and we're going to continue to win. And Patriots are in control. But remember, this is a entrenched enemy with hundreds of years of tentacles across every part of our society in almost every country. And so there is going to be some probably civil unrest. There's probably going to be some battles lost. So that's why preparing is so important. And it's preparing before the emergencies happen. So those of you who have guns, you need to make sure you have enough ammunition, right? Those of you who are just any type of preparedness that Trump talked about way back in September, we need to. And that's why I was proud to get with Patriot Supply to help me out, to help you guys out. And they created a site specifically called preparewithrick.com for food, and another one, waterwithrick.com. So Prepare with Rick is where you can get survival food. This is, again, 25-year shelf life. And guys, this is food that you probably need 6 weeks or so of food per person in the family. So here you can get, for $79, a 2-week supply. It's 1,500 calories a day. Again, it's got resealable heavy mylar pouches. So this is great survival food. Again, you don't have to have the perfect food to survive, but you need to have survival food on hand. You can get even 2,000 calories a day with 16 food varieties versus 8 food varieties, and includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And again, so they got 4.8 out of 5-star reviews on this stuff. So again, with those resealable mylar pouches, you get a real nice tote bag with it. Again, $100 discount for the 4-week plan. So go to preparewithrick.com, or again, this water filter sold out 3 times now. It's still in stock though right now, waterwithrick.com. This is one of the best I've seen. You put a couple of gallons of water here, it goes through this filter, comes out pure water, right from your tap water. So it gets rid of all the chlorine and the fluoride and all the heavy metals out of your water. So, and obviously some water can go bad during crises, even worse. And you can only survive 3 days without water. So have a way to clean water here with a relatively portable water filtration system is vital. This one's got great reviews. And again, this is on sale for $169. So go to waterwithrick.com or preparewithrick.com. All right, let's get into the Comey stuff. Here's this breaking Comey IG report release. There's a link to it right here. So you'll see that in the show notes. And here's the actual Office of Inspector General, U.S. Department of Justice, Oversight Integrity Guidance. Report of an investigation of former Federal Bureau of Investigation Director James Comey, disclosure of sensitive creative information and handling of certain memoranda. So this is a really narrow focus. They just looked at the very memos that Comey had on Trump. I think he wrote them afterwards, is what Q has alluded to, and then how he leaked them. And so Comey, the main point of all this is Comey was saying that these are my personal recollections and they're my property, not the federal government's. Well, the first thing that Horowitz says, Obama appointed Horowitz, is no, that's FBI property, which makes all these regulations and laws where Comey broke them all, right? Especially all the employment agreement as well as all the policies of the FBI, and it's a damning report of 68 pages of just damning information. Law Dog, thank you. Thank you, Rick and Patriots. God bless you. Pray for those in the path of Dorian, that's for sure. Yeah, let's make sure we do that. Now, this it's really funny to see how narrow this was compared to all the corruption that we're going to see in this iceberg, right? And this little tiny tip of the iceberg skips up basically on just the memos that he wrote on Trump and leaked them. So now we know this 68 pages of detailed information clearly showing why Comey was horrible at his job, didn't care about FBI procedures, didn't care about FBI policies, didn't care about, and yes, there was classified information in the memos as well. And so you add all that up, most people would be in jail because of it. But obviously, They delayed the release of this report, said Joe DeGeneva on Hannity tonight, to basically allow for them to make a decision whether to charge him or not. But any good prosecutor will tell you, you go with your strongest charges first. And when there's this glacier of criminality that's coming out with the FISA abuse and many other things with Comey, including the emails, the fact that he had emails, he had SAPs, he was working with Hillary, etc. All that's going to be coming out. We know that because of QAnon, right? But the fact that this little tiny iceberg came up and just why did they release this in the order of the Great Awakening? I believe because it's showing us what? It's showing us that, yes, the president should have fired James Comey. So now in the whole PR battle of where eventually he's not going to be able to walk down the street, everybody knows he was a worthless director, right? And so this goes over, you can see this page after page after page. If you add the appendix, it goes over to 79 pages, right? Conclusions here on page 59. So if we just go to page 59, we can read the conclusion real quick, which is probably a really good thing to do a lot of times, right? If you want summary information, you always have the link and be able to go see all this yourself. Just go to my show notes at blessed2teach.com with a 2, blessed2teach.com. So here is the conclusion of the report. You can see it's about a page and a half or so. It says, Congress has provided the FBI with substantial powers and authorities to gather evidence as part of the FBI criminal and counterintelligence mission. The FBI used these authorities every day in its many investigations into allegations of drug trafficking, terrorism, fraud, organized crime, public corruption, espionage, and a host of other threats to national security and public safety. In the process, the FBI lawfully gains access to the significant amount of sensitive information about individuals, many of whom have not been charged, may never be charged, or may not even be subject to the investigation. For this reason, the civil liberties of every individual who may fall within the scope of the FBI's investigative authorities depend on the FBI's ability to protect sensitive information from unauthorized disclosure. As Comey himself explained in March 20th, 2017, testimony before the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, he was unable to provide details about the nature and scope of the FBI's ongoing investigation into Russia interference in the 26th presidential election because, they're quoting here, the FBI is very careful on how we handle information about our cases and about people we are investigating. Our ability to share details with Congress and the American people is limited, with those investigators are still open, which I hope makes sense. We need to protect people's privacy, Comey says. We just cannot do our work well or fairly if we start talking about it while we're doing it. There's Comey right there saying himself how important it is to protect people's privacy. However, after his removal as FBI director 2 months later, Comey provided a copy of Memo 4, which Comey had kept without authorization, to Richmond and his instructions to share the contents with a reporter of the New York Times. Memo 4 included information that was related to both the FBI's ongoing investigation of Flynn and, by Comey's own account, information that he believed an alleged constituted evidence of an attempt to obstruct the ongoing Flynn investigation. Later that same day, the New York Times published an article about Memo number 4 entitled, quote, Comey's memo says Trump asked him to end Flynn investigation. The possibility to protect sensitive law enforcement information falls in large part to the employees of the FBI who have access to it through their daily duties. On occasion, some of these employees may disagree with the decisions by prosecutors, judges, or higher-ranking FBI and department officials about their actions to take or not to take in criminal and counterintelligence matters. They may even, in some instances, distrust the legitimacy of those supervisory, prosecutorial, or judicial decisions. But even when these employees believe that their most strongly held personal convictions might be served by an unauthorized disclosure, the FBI depends on them not to disclose sensitive information. Former Director Comey failed to live up to his responsibility. by not safeguarding sensitive information obtained during the course of the FBI's employment and by using it to create public pressure for official action, Comey set a dangerous example for the over 35,000 current FBI employees and the many thousands more former FBI employees who similarly have access to knowledge of non-public information. Comey said he was compelled to take these actions if the love of his country, and I love the Department of Justice and I love the FBI. However, were current or former FBI employees to follow the former director's example and disclose sensitive information in service of their own strongly held personal convictions, the FBI would be unable to dispatch its law enforcement duties properly, as Comey himself noted on March 20th, 2017 congressional testimony. Comey expressed a similar concern to President Trump, according to Memo 4, in discussing leaks of FBI information, telling Trump that the FBI ability to conduct its work is compromised, quote, if people run around telling the press what we do. This is no doubt part of the reason why Comey's closest advisors used words like surprised, stunned, shocked, and disappointment to describe their reactions to learning what Comey had done. We have previously faulted Comey for actions unilaterally and inconsistent with the department policy. Comey's unauthorized disclosure of sensitive law enforcement information about the Flynn investigation merits similar criticism. In a country built on the rule of law, it is the utmost importance that all FBI employees adhere to the Department of FBI policies, particularly when confronted by what appears to be extraordinary circumstances or compelling personal convictions. Comey had several other lawful options available to him to advocate for the appointment of a special counsel, which he told us was his goal in making the disclosure. What was not permitted was the unauthorized disclosure of sensitive investigation information obtained during the course of FBI employment in order to achieve a personally desired outcome. The OIG has provided this report to the FBI and the Department of Justice Office of Professional Responsibility for action they deem appropriate. There you go, guys. That's the summary that they gave us, and basically it just clearly shows that this man was not fit to be in the FBI at all, let alone lead it. So, James Comey, keep on your little high horse. President Trump said, perhaps never in the history of our country has someone been more thoroughly disgraced and excoriated. I'm not sure that word. So disgraced and excoriated that James Comey, in the just released Inspector General's report, he should be ashamed of himself. And that is exactly right. That he should be absolutely ashamed of himself. James Comey wants an apology. Now, this is how sick this person is. Now, when you're a Satan follower, as we know now, and you literally believe that Satan is God and you've given your soul to Satan, you're going to be stupid like this, right? James Comey wants an apology. This myth becomes madness. So John Solomon in The Hill wrote a full article on that, and I'm not going to have time to go through that in any detail, but you can go see it yourself. This is the myth becoming madness, right? I think the very summary at the end of this as well kind of gives a good thought of it. Here, that's Trump's tweet about it, and at the end it says, Trump has refuted Comey's account and called him a liar, an assertion that White House repeated on Thursday. The president and his allies have attacked Comey and other top Justice Department officials over the Russia investigation, accusing agents of being motivated by bias against Trump in their decisions with respect to the probe. Mueller concluded his 2-year investigation earlier this year without finding evidence to charge associates of Trump's presidential campaign with conspiring with Russia. Mueller did not make a decision one way or another to whether Trump obstructed the investigation. Now, Donna, I thought let's see if that was the final piece of that. I think I might have gone down too far to a different article. I did. Darn it. Here it is. So here it goes. The Inspector General report says that following the publication of the New York Times article, a classification review was conducted. The reason that the Comey never asked for such a review any more than he had for permission as a fired FBI employee to remove the material or leak is to the media. The report states that senior officials who worked for Comey used the adjectives surprise, stunned, shocked, and disappointment to describe their reactions to learning that their boss acted on his own to provide the contents of his memo through Richmond to a journalist. Comey knows that ultimately for him, none of this matters. He has magnanimously accepted the apologies that no one has offered and claimed vindication that appears nowhere in the Inspector General report. That is simply the benefit of being the author of your own mythology. So that's the part I wanted to really read you. Interesting stuff, huh? If I go back to what Comey was saying about himself, let's see, I think I'll get to that in a second. Here's Lindsey Graham says, the Inspector General's report is a stunning and unprecedented rebuke of the former director of the FBI. And Rudy Giuliani piles on and says, James Cardinal Comey will go down in history as the most unethical FBI director. He is a leaker and a liar and seems like he is proud of it. So here's what he said. He said, all those who've spent 2 years talking about me going to jail or being a liar and leaker, ask yourselves why you still trust people who gave you bad info for so long, including the president. So he's like, there he goes. He's got to take a shot at the president, and here he is acting like it. And he actually said here, see if I can go back. I'm going to go to Comey's actual page. And then he also said DOJ IG found, quote, no evidence that Comey or his attorneys released any of the classified information contained in any of the memos to members of the media. So they just talked about the classified interaction versus giving the full piece of paper to the media. So he's claiming that as victory. I don't need a public apology from those who defamed me, but a quick message with a sorry we lied about you would be nice. So there you go. Comey actually saying it's okay to break all the policies. It's okay to break your employment agreement. It's okay to give a huge bad example to all the FBI, even when you're leading the FBI. And again, it's a tip of the iceberg. All his criminality is going to be revealed, and he's not going to be able to walk down the street soon. And Anon on Vote says, notice what Comey and the left are no longer asserting, that Trump wrongfully fired him for political purposes. It is clear he was a terrible FBI director who deserved his termination. Now we have a bunch of concerned fags up here saying, why hasn't he been arrested? Well, we knew a long time ago from the 11th that he wasn't going to be arrested for this stuff because it's the biggest stuff, right? So that's why this guy says, calm down, wills of justice are slow, Mr. Speedy Gonzalez. And he basically shows, look at this. We knew all the way back on August 1st, actually, bigger slam dunk charges coming, says Q. Public understanding of events just around the corner, Q. And then he also puts out this here that shows that bigger slam dunk charges here, clearly showing that, yes, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about James Comey here. Bigger slam dunk charges coming. Public understanding of events just around the corner. And here's Jack Peterson saying, so Barr didn't charge Comey with leaking. Is that distressing? If a murderer killed a store clerk and stole a candy bar, would he first be charged with the theft of a candy bar? Does overlooking the candy theft make him a free man? Look for the murder charge, not the candy theft. So that's a great summary of exactly what's happening here. But remember, just think about all the great awakening that's happening here from a perspective of now everybody knows Trump was right. He fired Comey. It was a great reason to fire Comey. The man is a leaker and a liar at a very minimum, right? And it was a political player, political hack. All right. Hey, my other sponsor, guys, is the Q coin. Now, do you like a secret? If you can follow QAnon, the chances you do. So look at this. Right here. It's an amazing coin, and it's symbol of belonging. You think it's a link to like-minded people. Check this out. That is a Q there. It's a Great Awakening coin. Belonging to a group where you're trying to understand why the conspiracy lives and what they can do about it. And if you kind of go down to this is actually the greatawakeningcoin.com. It's just really a cool coin, guys. And it actually says the Great Awakening there. You can see that, right? The Great Awakening. And then it's got, I'll show you up here on the screen too. Beautiful coin. You can carry this around in your pocket or wallet, and like a secret token, you can show out by taking it out. By using the augmented reality technology. That's another cool thing, guys. This little bullet, this little, do you see the lightning bolt there? That lightning bolt exercises a augmented reality. It's built into the accompanying brochure. You can download an app called Zapper and watch a privileged information video just for followers of QAnon. If you feel part of the Great Awakening like never before and own something very rare and very special, it'll come. If you get 2 of them, you'll get one of these patches right here. It also comes in a cool envelope that's actually sealed with wax, and the envelope says "We the People." And then inside, as you open it, you'll get this card, "Welcome to the Q coin," and it shows you how to use the augmented reality about the coin on the back. You'll put the coin right down here, put the Zapper app on from your mobile app, and get the special message from the Q coin. Again, so this is greatawakeningcoin.com. You can add to your cart, get 2 of them for $34, as well as get the carrying case and the card, as well as the sealed envelope that says "We the People" on it. And again, you're going to go to greatawakening.com. Make sure you use blessed, the number 2, teach.com, kind of like my website, but spaces, blessed space 2 space teach, to get $5 off the package of 2 coins. All right, guys, pretty awesome deal there. Get yourself a couple of Q coins. Let's move on to some more Donald Trump. Here's Donald Trump, establishment of the U.S. Space Command. Woo! Here he is. Let's listen to a little bit of what he's saying here. It's a 10-minute thing, so we're only going to listen to the first part.
Beautiful day in the Rose Garden. Please sit. Thank you. To ensure that all resources of the federal government are focused on
that's the one we were
the arriving storm.
The arriving storm. The arriving storm. So, so later in this, he talks about the Space Force, and right here it says the Trump administration is establishing a United States Space Command to advance American interests and defend our nation. You can see this was today, August 29th. But this is kind of interesting. This just shows Trump style. When it comes to defending America, it is not enough to merely have an American presence in space. We must have American dominance in space. President Donald J. Trump. Establishing Space Command today at the direction of President Donald J. Trump, the Secretary of Defense establishment, and the United States Space Command to ensure space superiority. That is Trump all you can eat. So you can go in the show notes, you'll see this whole thing if you want to go look at this in more detail. The main part is what I just read about superiority. Another part is protecting American interests. United States space capabilities are critical to the advancement of American interests and the safety of the nation. Another major point is pushing America further. The Trump administration has prioritized the advancement in space capabilities and exploration to protect the nation and push America farther into the future. That's Trump there. That's exactly what it says. So thank you for thank you for the support as we make America great again. Now, have you seen this video? It's a 1 minute and 14 video. Very cool. Watch this if you're not looking at the screen. Here we go. 27,359 Dow Jones. 1.5 trillion tax cuts. First push to include paid family leave in its budget. Lowest unemployment since 1953. 3.2 unemployment. Job growth. I think that was GDP growth. Crime's way down. Robbery, burglary, larceny, all down. 5,872 gang members removed. 1 million pounds of narcotics seized. Illegal alien arrest plus 40%. Regulatory elimination of 22 regulations. Planned Parenthood not funded. Protecting liberty. Keep America great. I stand with Trump in 2020. Do you? It's probably too loud for here. I just want to do that for the people in the podcast to get a little flavor for this video. Go to the YouTube video if you get a chance to go see that. A great Trump tweeted video of 1 minute and 14 seconds. So you can watch that here. You'll get a link to it in the show notes as well at blessed2teach.com with the number 2. My favorite thing about the military tribunal is that you only need 2/3 majority to convict versus a unanimous decision in civilian courts. Woo! Death penalty does require a unanimous decision in a military tribunal. So here's more detail about it. You'll see 2018 amendments to the Manual for Courts Martial, United States, the White House. They've been preparing for military tribunals, guys, since Trump came into office. This is part of the whole plan that's been there for years, maybe decades, planning on taking down this century-plus old cabal. And military tribunals, just like they talked about at the Kavanaugh confirmation, are coming. When the Democrats joyfully remove God from their platform, they remove their grounding. Without grounding, their word and handshake mean nothing. You cannot trust a groundless person. Real world example, the Chinese communists, they shake hands and give their word all the time. They don't mean it. There is no moral authority behind communists. God and socialism cannot coexist. Without a grounding, without a center, you simply drift without a course or purpose. Humans are experts at justifying evil via mental gymnastics. Why being accountable to a higher being is a must for civil discourse. There's a valid reason communists are godless. So that's kind of wild if you think about that, but I think we're seeing that exactly as we dig into this, right? Is it just amazing how they've stolen intellectual property? They pretty much are dishonest about their currency manipulation to make their goods cheaper. Corey Canada, thanks again, Rick. Wow, thank you, sir. Do appreciate it. I love the people from Canada. I was just in Toronto for some training. I did a 3-day training course on how to build great communities. That's all going to go to the cultural impact system and what we call the impactor community. And so those of you who probably have 3 times a year, you can actually take the 6-week course before you go into the community. They'll probably be launching that in October if you want to take the winter course. And we just finishing up the summer course now. Here it says, luckily these people are as weak as their gods. They have some power, but it's fleeting, and it does not compare to that of the powerful Creator. It's about right. They replace God with a new religion of progressivism and an old one, Satanism. It's what happens when you don't have God in your life. Neil Cavuto trashes the president. Really embarrassed himself. Fox is a fraud. I'm not going to play this for you because you just get mad. I got mad when I listened to it. You can check and watch this guy, but this guy basically is calling all of us stupid because we got frustrated with him being not supporting the president. So this dude right here, Neil Cavuto, is basically a never Trumper, and just really slammed anybody who criticized him at all. And so to the fact that Fox has Shepard on and people like this and so many more, there's a ton of them that are just 4 a.m. talking point anti-Trumpers. And so Trump knows this now, and he understands that. Fox News' Shepard Smith pushes back on Trump. There is no wall. Not true. So Trump shows pictures of the wall being built. We know they've got military funding, and they're actually building it, but Shepard Smith is calling Trump a liar. And we know who the actual liar is. It's the 4 a.m. talking point, Shepard Smith. And so what's Trump say about it? Well, Trump declares war on Fox News. Have to start looking for a different outlet, he said. The president sent out a series of tweets on Wednesday that are attracting a great deal of attention. President Donald Trump fired off his most blistering shot yet this week in a brewing war against the Fox News network. This game lets you conquer the entire... Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's an advertisement. Hate those things that they put in there. Fox News has been taking a turn to the left over the past few years, and some people have pointed out. Some insiders suspect that the progressive changes started just after the departure of Roger Ailes. This is exactly right. Once he left, you had they had all this money being made from conservative radio, but the new leaders are cabal, which I'll show you in a second in more detail. Back in July, Business Insider reported that Trump expressed concern that the sons of Fox owner Robert Murdoch, who are playing key roles in running their aging father's media empire, are very liberal, and had asked his allies at the network whether the younger Murdochs can be trusted. Trump took to Twitter about it. He said, Fox News is no longer working for us. Here is this series of tweets. Just watched at Fox News heavily promoting the Democrats through the DNC communication director, spewing out whatever they wanted with zero pushback by anchor Sandra Smith Fox. Terrible, considering that Fox News couldn't even land a debate. The Dems give them nothing at CNN and MSNBC. And then he goes on, are all in for the open border socialists or beyond. Fox hires, quote, give Hillary the questions, Donna Brazile, Juan Williams, and low-rating Shepard Smith, hopeless and clueless. They should go all the way left, and I will still find a way to win. That's what I do. Win. Too bad. I don't want to win for myself. I only want to win for the people. The news at Fox News is letting millions of great people down. We have to start looking for a new news outlet. Fox is working. Fox isn't working for us anymore. Sad stuff, guys, but that's exactly what's happening here. So we got the nightly news that are just dominating the ratings, but they are trying to close down all aspects through social media with the bit burning. That's why we want to go to, please visit a website called stopbitburning.com. That's stopbitburning.com. It's part of what I'm involved in with Dustin Nemos and many other influencers, but we need your support too. Stopbitburning.com. There's lawsuits. The Google guy that actually was a whistleblower on Google has actually joined stopbitburning.com. We need you, everybody, to be in stopbitburning.com, and let's get that movement going. So visit there, add your name to the list, and you'll keep updated about the lawsuits as well as other events that are going on to really let people know exactly what's happening with all this media. So what we have is the cabal trying to close down on speech completely. It says, this may be old news, but I thought it was worth reposting here. The Council of Foreign Relations equals the deep state. So I did a whole review on the book that was called The Killing of Uncle Sam. It was all about the New World Order and Cecil Rhodes and the Rhodes Scholarships, and the New World Order took over education and took over the newspapers. And they attack you with the Trilateral Commission, the Council of Foreign Relations, and several other organizations. And you can see it really, really clearly. So let me show you right here. You've probably seen me show you this before, if those of you who followed me for a while. But this is the CFR and the media. Legacy, largely unbeknownst to the general public, executives and top journalists of almost all U.S. news outlets have long been members of the influential CFR, which is a Council of Foreign Relations, established in 1921 as a private bipartisan organization to awaken America to its worldwide responsibilities. It's 100% New World Order globalist organization. Even Maria Bartiromo's in there. So I'm saying that even though she's doing great reporting right now on Spygate, I don't trust her with anything. Why? Because she is controlled by Council of Foreign Relations. So right there, you'll see her picture right here, 25. It's Maria Bartiromo and many other Fox News people, including Murdoch himself, number 24. You can go back here and you can see like number 24 is Robert Murdoch, executive chairman. Well, he is Council of Foreign Relations as well as the Bilderberg. And you're going to think he's going to run an organization that's going to be unbiased? No, he's trying to dismantle Fox News as we speak. That's his goal. And so we got to be open. We got to actually know that this is all the organizations, including Fox News and News Corp. And again, the point is that the problem is that the Trial Commission was in 1973, and we had the Bilderberg started in 1954, but all the way back in 1921, right when the Federal Reserve, right after the Federal Reserve took over our money supply, the Council of Foreign Relations took over our news organizations completely with double agents in the media as well as direct leadership control in the CFR. So that is complete deep state operatives that we need to understand, and it's a great way, as I always try to tell everybody, to red pill your blue pill friends. So if your blue pill friends just won't listen to you about things, try to get them to understand the JFK files being released. Don't you want to know what the JFK files said after 50 years? We now know that they were lying to us for 50 years. Don't you want to know what they actually said? Well, what they said is that Operation Mockingbird drill. Well, what's Operation Mockingbird? Then you explain Operation Mockingbird, because I've got, if you go back to some of my things about Operation Mockingbird or the 15 reasons we don't believe in the media, they're all on my YouTube channel, and understand what Operation Mockingbird is, and then you move into the CFR and how the New World Order completely is controlled by globalists, and all the double agents in the media getting paid twice from our rogue parts of our CIA, as well as the 3 offshore accounts from the EU coming into Maggie Haberman, who has 3 kids. As an example, they have burner phones, 4 AM talking points. So that is the best way, I believe, to red pill your friends. All right, I need to find the time that we've been on. 41 minutes. We're doing pretty good. So let's keep on rolling here. We're moving to a prophecy here soon. Prince Eugenie to delay sex trafficking podcast amid Prince Andrew's accusation. So we know that Prince Andrew is going down, and he's denying everything now, but he is in big trouble. Here's QNN, a meme that says, "Annons are the news now. Do you know why Trump doesn't wear glasses at 73 years old? Because he's got 20/20. That's a corny joke, but there's a meme for you if you want to copy that. Again, you can find that on the blessedtoteach.com show notes, and copy that all over Twitter, Facebook, Minds, Gab, wherever you are. They are signet rings. So people are talking about this club signet rings. You can see here that they wear on their pinky finger. Part of this just lane. There's obviously Mr. Epstein himself and others that are wearing this little signet ring to show that they're part of this secret cult. Here's Praying Medic talking about Space Force in more detail, and we learned all about that from Q, right? So he announced it here, and then QAnon talked about trying to look at where the part talked about where they tried to weaken everything. Hillary Clinton. So it was a whole 16-year plan to destroy America. Maybe I'll just read all this. Blind Eye, North Korea, nuke blind. Class 1, 2, 3. Blind Eye, Iran, fund and supply. Blind Eye, class 23 through 41. Stage SC, AS 187. So that's stage of the Supreme Court. And Anthony Scalia was actually killed. That's the 187. Uranium 1, fund, supply, Iran, North Korea, plus reduce U.S. capacity. Kill NASA, here it is, kill NASA. Prevent space domination, allow bad actors to take space, military satellites, worldwide secure comms, install weapons of mass destructions. Risk of EMP, space original helpless. So it basically makes, once they got those weapons of mass destruction in the space and got the space force out of the United States, right? Then once they took over space, then we would be completely helpless. They could knock us out with a EMP anytime they wanted. Class 1 through 99, HRC, World War III, death and weapons real, war fake and controlled. Population growth control, pocket billions. Eliminate final rogue ops with government military, kill economy, starve, need, enslave, open borders, revise constitution, ban sale of firearms, Second Amendment removal, install on team SC justices, you may basically be all these people legislating from the bench, legal wins across spectrum of challenges, and then AS 187, you basically 187 anybody that you wanted. The removal of electoral college, popular vote, easier manipulation, illegal votes, source machines, limit removal, funding of military, closure of use of material installations worldwide, Germany first, destruction of opposing MSM, other news outlets, censoring. They're trying to do that right now. Even with Trump and the power and of control of the government, now they're using all their massive amount of double agents in the media and all their Hollywood cohorts and every parts of society they control over all 7 mountains of cultural influence to take us down because they are pure evil. Narrative Intercept, 4 a.m., Sessions Nunes, Russian ops. So anyway, that's the whole point why we need the Space Force, because they're going to have EMPs and we would be completely helpless is what was going on. Here you have, we are the news now. Trump declares war on Fox News. Dustin Nemo's talking about it too. We talked about controlled opposition. Who's controlled opposition? That's people that, like Vladimir Putin did. If Vladimir Putin's smart and in the USSR, right, Russia, which was before Russia became the Soviet Union, he was quoted as saying the best way to control the opposition is to lead it ourselves. Remember, there's no comms outside the boards. Nobody talks to Q. There's no comms outside the board. So that makes Alex Jones fake news. Listen to this. So here he is.
QAnon. 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 I've talked to QAnon. There's only about 5-6 people that have actually been posting. I've talked to QAnon, and they're saying QAnon is no longer QAnon. So, Dr. Corsi, tell us about your angle on this.
Again, no communication outside the boards. So that's Alex Jones lying to your face right there. Alex Jones lying to your face about so he caves on Pizzagate. He caves on Syria. Starts saying F Trump. He caves on QAnon. So even though he gives a lot of good truth information, 80% of it, the 20% is damaging. Why? Because that 20% is the most important stuff that the deep state controls him. That's why he's called controlled opposition. And I want to come back to that quote. Again, it's Vladimir Putin saying what was he quoted as saying? He would say the best way to control the opposition is to lead it ourselves. What would that mean? And I'm going to show you it right here. That's him right here. This is Lenin. The best way to control the opposition is to lead it ourselves. Guys, you need to wake up. You're not red-pilled if you think Alex Jones is telling you truth. He's telling you the truth in 80% of the cases. And in the most important things, he's lying to you. Let's listen again.
QAnon. 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 I've talked to QAnon.
Liar.
There's only about 5-6 people that have actually been posting. I've talked to QAnon.
Liar.
They're saying QAnon is no longer QAnon. So, Dr. Corsi, tell us about your angle on this. With people that have been involved in QAnon, they say, hey, that's been taken over. We're unable to post anymore. That's not us anymore. And then Corsi was right on the same line 2 days ago in private conversations we had, saying, I've talked to QAnon.
So tell me, how could you do it together?
I've talked to QAnon.
Your mouth runs away like your tongue's on fire. You just couldn't let it
I've talked to QAnon.
You sell it so well, but you just don't know.
There you go. That's a liar. That's controlled opposition, just like Lenin warned us. If you want to be an evil person and you want to put evil things over on people, you have to control the opposition. The best way to control opposition is to lead it ourselves. So who do you think is leading Alex Jones? It's the Mossad. It's the deep state. It is the deep state cabal. All right, guys. We're going to move into a awesome prophecy by Mark Taylor. And we'll have Mark Taylor on the show soon. He has to protect himself from the hurricane. You want to go to blessedtoteach.com to get the show notes right here. You want to see what times I go live, hit the About tab right here. Again, blessedtoteach.com with a 2, the number 2. And then you go to the blog right here, as well as the contact us is the easiest way to send me, and it sends me an actual email right here. And then you can subscribe and send me an email all in one step here in the contact us page. Or you can go to the home page and actually come down here and sign up for the email list as well. I'm also on iTunes and iHeartRadio. If you have one of your mobile phones, please subscribe to this. It helps me keep the counts up. I'm also on Spotify, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. And then you obviously at the bottom of the page, you can have my backup channels and my social media accounts, as well as the PayPal and Patreon. I appreciate everybody who's supporting me there. It's such a blessing. We're going to have a Blessed to Teach behind the scenes coming up, I think. I'm going to invest in this platform. It's expensive, but it'll allow you guys to do something I've never seen before, where it literally will take you immediately to the portion of the video that uses certain terms. So if you wanted to see Alex Jones, boom, it would take it to me to when I exactly said Alex Jones at that moment in the video. I've never seen anything so awesome before. And it's incredibly accurate. I'll demonstrate it to you guys a while. So there's going to be a backstage pass that you can get for a monthly fee. If you guys want to take money out of your PayPal and Patreon and move it toward this so you can get backstage with me. I'm also going to pray before the show, and you'll get a different view seeing the whole studio here. You'll probably see Rocky, my dog, walking around during while I'm doing my videos. And he's usually almost always here. He's not here right now, but and then also afterwards we'll have a quick little prayer and saying hi to you guys as I close down the broadcast. But that's going to be Blessed to Teach behind the scenes, probably launching in the next week or two. This new technology is fascinating, and I think you'll really enjoy being able to search all the videos and move exactly to every term that you're interested in researching. Hey, with that, let's get to this Mark Taylor prophecy. And we are at the evil crew of 32. The Spirit of God says, "Who do you think you are, who call yourself Christians, but further Satan's kingdom? Woe, woe, woe to you leaders who stand in the way of my agenda, but call yourself mine. You brood of vipers. My divine judgment is being poured out on the leaders of my United States of America and my church. You leaders, you want open borders? Attack and pray against my anointed men and women, sow division and strife among the people? You hypocrites, repent. My righteous judgment is falling now. You who indulge in the corrupt things of this world for power and greed, you who call yourself leaders, America's leaders, yes, even my church leaders, I will not only remove your authority and position, but some I will remove from the face of the earth. Repent before it's too late, for my righteous judgment is fallen on those who have mocked, deceived, and led my people astray. For many are about to find out what the spirit of the fear of the Lord and who the one true God is. The Spirit of God says, 2 will be taken and 3 will be shaken. For I will remove 2 from the evil crew of 32, and the other 3 shall be taken to the core. The 32 years they have altogether served and empowered that entity called Baal. And the covenant they had holding up this house with the Illuminati and the New World Order shall come crumbling down. Now, let's talk about the evil crew of 32. It's talking about, obviously, the last 5 presidents before Trump, including skipping Reagan back to Carter. That's what they're calling about the evil crew of 32, clearly saying that they were serving an entity called Baal, right? Scoob. This will be on the same Blessed Teach YouTube channel. No, it'll be a subscription service that you will actually watch the video on a different channel. So you can watch two things at once. But anyway, the whole Blessed Teach behind the scenes will be, it'll be this same channel going on, the same exact thing going on every night. But you'll just get me before and after the broadcast, and also be able to search all these videos, so it's the same broadcasting, just going to be available on a different platform, so you can do this much better searching than YouTube from a perspective of getting to the exact spot in the video, right? So anyway, so that was the answer to Scoop's question. Let's continue with the prophecy, talking about how these evil crew of 32 are serving Baal, right? And it's not going to be tolerated anymore, obviously, is what he's talking about. So let's read this last sentence. The 32 years you have altogether served and empowered that entity called Baal, and the covenant they had holding up this house with the Illuminati and the New World Order shall come crumbling down. For when the first one is taken, it will be a sign that the New World Order shall die. When the second one is taken, so we know that was George Bush. That was a sign that the New World Order shall die, according to this prophecy. When the second one is taken, it will be a sign that anyone calling himself mine but comes against my Israel, sympathizing with her enemies, will not be tolerated. And that's, I hear Jimmy Carter's not doing too well right now. The three that will be shaken will be a sign that no one is above the Most High God, not even those that hold the highest office in the land. These among many others that have tried to exalt themselves above me and my law will be exposed and imprisoned by me for the entire world to see. So all three presidents, all three prior presidents, including Bush, including living presidents, is what he's predicting here. Obama, and obviously Bill Clinton will be in jail, is what this is saying. Righteousness and justice are the foundation of my throne. Yes, even the Supreme Court will be shaken. Do not fear when you see these things manifesting, for these things must come to pass. I will clean up the darkness, and I will usher in my light, for I have America in my hand. The Spirit of God says, why are those that call themselves my people pray against my president? Why are you praying against my agenda for the United States of America? Repent. You pray against my agenda, therefore you are not for me, but against me. You pray against my agenda because you do not know your Father's business. You pray against my agenda because you do not know me. Repent. Stop listening to Satan's frequency and tap into heaven's frequency. Then you will know the plans that I have for you. In the Greg Hunter interview, he talked about 5 ex-presidents, 2 were removed from the face of the earth, which would obviously be Carter and Bush and Obama. And he wrote this way back, guys, in January of 18, right after the election. And Obama and Clinton and Bush would actually go to jail. 1 Corinthians 1:18 is the verse I want to talk about. This is, for the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved is the power of God. So again, this is 1 Corinthians 1:18. For the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved, it is the power of God. So let that sink in, guys, is that, remember, the world might think it's foolish to have a free gift that gets us to heaven. That has nothing to do with our works. They might think that's foolish. But we preach Christ crucified, as one of my other favorite verses says. Right? That's because it is true. It's the narrow gate. It's the only way. And that free gift has nothing to do with works. That's the true gospel. Anybody that tries to tell you otherwise, that you have to do certain things to get to heaven, they are teaching another gospel, a false gospel. They're teaching you a God that's not the Trinity, the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega. They're teaching you anything else, they're teaching you a false God. They teach you God was once a man, it's a false God. You can become a God, that's a false God. Polytheism is false gospel, false church. They teach you Jesus is not, wasn't he with God and was God in the beginning? In that he is Emmanuel, God with us. He forgave sins. Only God can do that. What else did Jesus do? He accepted worship. Only God can do that. Jesus clearly was stating to the Jews, I am God. I'm the Son of God and I am God. That is the great Trinity, the great Almighty God. It's a true God, the true Jesus and the true gospel. And if you know that, it might sound like foolishness to other people, but to those who are really being saved or are going to be in heaven, it's the power of God. Let me pray. Heavenly Father, just thank you so much for this group of people. And I just thank you so much for them. It's such a privilege to be able to just speak to them each night and give truth. Lord, please correct me when I'm wrong. Please allow me to have great discernment, have everybody on this channel or listen to my words live or the recording, that you will give them discernment. Give them and me just godly wisdom and allow us to be used in a mighty way for this great awakening. Use us to wake people up. Use us to pray with them. Use us to bring those that leave their religion and come to understand the true relationship with the true Almighty God through Jesus Christ. How exciting is that, Lord? Use us in a mighty way. We just ask you to please be with the children. Please be with those people in Florida. If there's any direct energy weapons or any type of control that the deep state has, just remove it from them. Allow this storm to serve your purpose but not hurt the innocent, Lord. We say these things in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Amen. All right, guys, thank you so much. Obviously, I burnt the whole hour in again. I don't want to go much over an hour. I'm going to try to get through the material a little faster so I can talk to you guys at the end. Thank you, Scoob and Law Dog, and I see Cosension and Margaret and Pam and Hortons and Mimichick and what do we have? Pam, Lou. Thank you guys so much for all being on here. You guys are awesome, and we'll catch you next time. I do want to wrap it up by showing the screen and saying, look at, here we are, arriving storm. It's not just a hurricane, guys. It's the Great Awakening. How exciting is this? This is the Blessed Cheat Show on August 29th. I'm Rick, your host. God bless you. Love you all. Talk to you soon.